Hi everybody, welcome to my guide to finding Comet C 2020 M3 Atlas, which is visible at the moment. So get out there and see if you can find it late evening, early morning in Orion at the moment. So let's have a look and see the circumstances of this particular comet. On this video, I'm going to tell you all about Comet C 2020 M3 Atlas. Let's tell you all about the circumstances of this particular comet. It was discovered in June of this year. It has been in the southern hemisphere, but it's actually heading north. And it has been getting brighter. It's around about 8th magnitude at the moment, and that's about as bright as it's going to get. So get out there and have a look as soon as you can to make sure you make the most of the comet. So let's have a look and see the circumstances of the comet. So here's the constellation of Orion with the 3 belt stars here. Rigel in the bottom left foot, and of course the red star Betelgeuse in Orion's right shoulder. And you've got the bright star Bellatrix in the other shoulder. Above there you've got Taurus the Bull, and you've got Aldebaran, the red eye of the bull, with the Hyades star cluster, the V-shaped cluster here, beautiful in binoculars. You've got the bright star Nath here in the horns of Taurus. And then you've got Auriga, the charioteer, and the comet's heading up through there, and it's going to pass near to Capella. So let's see where it is, or where it was, I should say. So 31st of October, it was below Orion in Lepus the Hare. 3rd or 4th of November, it passed to the left or the east of Rigel. Last night, it was close to the Orion Nebula, but on the 10th and 11th of November, it's actually going to be in line with the 3 belt stars, just to the right of those or the west of those, and it's heading north all the time. By the 15th and the 16th of December, by the 15th and the 16th of November, it's going to be close to Bellatrix in the left shoulder of Orion. And then by the 26th of November, it's headed further north, and it's going to pass into the horns of Taurus the Bull. And then on the 4th of December, it'll pass close to the bright star Nath in the northern horn of the Bull there. And that's also in the southern part of Auriga the charioteer. And then on the 1st of January, New Year's Day, it passes very close to the bright 1st magnitude star Capella. So there's lots of things you can see it going past that guide the way to finding the comet. So let's have a look at it in a little bit more detail. So here's a closer up of Orion, 3 belt stars here, and of course Rigel, the bright white star in the left foot, and the red star Betelgeuse in his right shoulder, and Bellatrix in the left shoulder. And then 3rd of 4th of November, it passed close to Rigel. And then the 6th of November, it was just to the left of the Orion Nebula. The Orion Nebula is here, hanging down in the sword of Orion, and the comet was actually just to the right of that. On the 10th and 11th of November, it's almost in line with the belt stars. So get out there and have a look just to the right of there. And by that time, the moon should be well out of the way and should be very thin crescent. So should give us some good views of the comet then. 15th and 16th of November, it passes very close to Bellatrix in the left shoulder. And then by the 25th of November, it's almost approaching Taurus, and you can see how far apart these tick marks are. They are 5-day intervals. You can see how fast it moves in 5 days, and that's when it's closest to the Earth and not that far from perihelion as well. So let's have a look at the path through Taurus. So here's Taurus the Bull, of course. There's the red eye of the bull, Aldebaran, the Hyades, wonderful V-shaped cluster, fantastic in binoculars, so get out there and have a look at those binoculars, and the Pleiades as well, which also look absolutely amazing in binoculars. If you use a telescope, they don't look quite as good because they're too spread out, but in binoculars they're a lovely compact cluster, and you see them really, really nicely. So here's the path of the comet coming up here. So on the 26th of November, it crosses the bottom horn of the ball. It misses the Crab Nebula, Messier 1, just over here. But if you've got a wide angle lens or short focus telescope or short focal length telescope, you should be able to get those in the same wide field of view. So that should be quite nice. And then by the 4th of December, it passes the bright star Nath in the northern horn. So it's continuing its way, but it's starting to fade by that time, I would have thought, quite a bit. But keep an eye out, because you never know. Comets are unpredictable. Okay, so here's the northern part of the path as it passes through the constellation of Auriga, Charioteer. So here's the bright star Capella. There's the star Nath. So here's where we left the comet in the last slide on the 4th of December. So it's still heading north, but it should have faded quite considerably by this time. So by the middle of the month, it's right in the middle of the constellation of Auriga. It does pass this little cluster here. These are the Messier clusters, but it passes close to this cluster here and this cluster here on about the 16th and 17th. And then on the 1st of January, New Year's Day, it passes just to the right of Capella. So it should be easy to find, but it should have faded quite considerably by now. And you can see the distances between these at 5-day intervals are getting shorter and shorter as it moves away from the Earth. And you can start to see that as it gets further and further away, the Earth's motion is actually starting to get superimposed on the comet and starts to do a loop in its path. Okay, so that's what we're going to see. We don't know how bright it's going to be because comets are very unpredictable. It certainly isn't going to be as bright as Comet Neowise 2020 F3, because that was a fantastic comet. And we waited over 25 years for another bright comet like that to be visible with the naked eye. This comet's not going to be anything like that, but we should be able to find it in our telescopes and maybe binoculars, and images should show it up really, really nicely. If you want to know a bit more, all the dates that I've given you are in my Sky Diary, which is available on TeamUp. So go to star-gazing.co.uk/diary, and that will take you to my online diary. And if you download the app and then put the diary in, you can take that around with you, and I'll continually updating that with new information as I find it. And I've just started to put all next year's data in there as well. So just a reminder, star-gazing.co.uk/diary. Okay, keep looking up, folks. Don't forget to come in on the Virtual Astronomy Club. We're keeping astronomy sociable, and we meet on the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday of the month. But go on the website because there's special events coming up. There's a practical session being fitted in between those. So virtual-astro-club.com, and that will take you to the website where all the joining in details are there and all the dates of the events we're going to be holding. So come along in because everyone's welcome. So last thing I've got to say is, as I usually say when I do the Virtual Astronomy Club, is keep safe, keep well, and keep looking up. Bye.